Chapter 110. Lamech's speech. But when Lamech had heard this request of Adam, who was soothed again, he went to him and said, "Exalted Father of the people of the earth, you are just before God and us, your children. And where on earth lives the man who can deny the love in you, with which you have brought up all your children, to the glory and praise of him who gave them to you? But as far as I have just now noticed, you have indeed the good of all your children in you, in a mightily prevailing level. But beside it, no less also the weaknesses of your children seem to have the primordial seat in you. And your tried soul is definitely not totally freed from quite a few prejudices. Therefore, you will have to forgive me if I take the liberty to illuminate you with the most sincere remark that firstly, the words of Kenan's song were addressed to me, and secondly, that Enoch, through his short remark to defend Kenan against you, has indicated more precisely than Kenan himself through word, eye and hand, that I should explore myself. How much of such scurrilous wisdom is still stuck in me? I instantaneously followed the wise counsel and found how during Kenan's whole song speech, my mind accurately coincided with his words. And then also found in Enoch's remark that an old habit is truly an iron robe that you cannot take off once it has been literally forged onto the body. Behold, this is most faithfully the meaning of Kenan's speech and Enoch's remark. And I am standing with my life for the truth of this, my statement, if this is required from me. That in this matter perhaps others also felt a little afflicted, I find quite natural as well as perfectly justified, because we all have indeed, at least in certain points, more or less weaknesses to recognize. And because of this, I find these kind of general wake-up calls not at all unnecessary. For by this, some will become aware of their weaknesses, and may then, in a good way, let go of them, where otherwise they may be stuck with it until the end of his life. By this I do not only want to excuse Enoch, but also you, O Father, and also all your children. For the Lord has given to man the weaknesses to independently prove himself, and therefore our spiritual freedom is subject to these weaknesses, and we can only become perfectly free in the Spirit through the recognition and defeat thereof. Because the weaknesses in us are a deliberately incomplete part of our being by the Lord, which we have to complete ourselves, to thereby reaffirm and justify the divine likeness of our spirit in ourselves, and thus establishing by ourselves a truly free life forever. But if we prefer to conceal our weaknesses, rather than to carry them as disclosed in us, we only harm ourselves and have to blame ourselves if, in the end, we perish by them. Therefore, Father Adam, you will forgive Enoch, Kenan, and me, if we have offended you? These words of Lamech fully reconciled Adam again, that he now also wished to listen to Enoch.